Hi everyone, Josh here at All Properties Group. We wanted to do something a little bit different today. We're actually in my home, in my kitchen, as you can see, and wanted to talk to you about some of the things that we're able to do for you as real estate agents when you're not actually looking at selling your home. Now, a lot of the time people obviously think of real estate agents as we're just the people that when the time comes to sell the house, you give us a call and we go through the motions, we help you prepare the property, market the property, negotiate the sale, those sorts of things. But in a lot of cases, there's a lot of stuff that we can actually do to assist you with your home well in advance of that ever happening. So one of the things, and especially if you're looking at it from the perspective of, what if you have no interest in selling your home at all at the moment? Like a lot of people probably are not right now thinking about selling their house, and that's fantastic. Is there anything that we can do to help you at this stage? Well, quite possibly there is. If you're thinking about renovating, for example, if you've never renovated before, it can be a little bit of an overwhelming and a daunting process. A lot of people end up sort of looking at it and going, well, wow, where do I even start? What's possible? I see these shows on TV and that's all great. And sometimes they're super big fancy homes, but I've just got a regular everyday small residential home. And what could I do with my kitchen, for example? Where would I start? Now, service that we provide, or certainly that we do here at All Properties Group, is we're happy to come out and talk to you about those things, even if you've got no interest in selling your home at all. Now, my home here, for example, only a few years ago, we completely renovated it top to bottom. To give you an idea, this was a really old-fashioned, built back in the early 90s kind of home, where it had a U-shaped kitchen that ran around. There was a bench top that came out here, and over here was one of those typical, it was the space that was designated as the breakfast or meals area where you would have had a small table. Now, we completely just reused the area, put in an island, as you can see. We were somewhat limited around like where the plumbing work went in and out. That's one of the things that you've got to consider. But this is something that you could absolutely do in an awful lot of homes that are simply not current with today's style. When this home was built, way back when, 80s to 90s living, that was how things worked. There was that small table there that was built for breakfasts and whatnot. These days, the majority of us are all, working off of islands. This is where people would rather sit down and have breakfast and their get-together time. So this is a super easy thing to do, but you maybe just need some assistance to be able to do it with someone that's actually been through the process and done it before. I mean, there's a million things that I could talk to you about here, all the tiny little details that absolutely come into play when you're thinking about maybe putting a new kitchen in. One of my own personal things, down the bottom there, I've got 2 plastic drawers. Because, the idea of when you've got plastics and everything all ends up on top of each other and it's an absolute nightmare, that was one of my key things that I wanted to do away with. When we redid this, I said, I'm not having that anymore. So that was a consideration. There's lots of things, I wanted it to be symmetrical. So as you can see, the proportions of everything, it's all mirror image. The pantry is actually the same size as the oven unit. All of these are just little details that can absolutely be incorporated into any home, not just the same as this, but for example, over in the corner there, one of the things we also wanted to do was just to have a place to make notes and things. So we incorporated this glass whiteboard onto the wall. So as you can, we write our shopping list up there, our to-do lists, all of those things. Now, all details, all very easy, and it's something that if you'd like some assistance with, looking at the idea of we'd like to renovate, we don't really know where to start, I'm more than happy to come around and have a talk to you about that and see where we can be of assistance. It's part of what we do. For us, it's not just about selling your home. Sure, when the time comes, we can talk to you about that, but it's more a question of, if you're not interested in selling right now, fantastic, what can we do to help you? Give us a call.